Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. We quite frankly have one of the biggest SBCs of the entire year of FC25 coming soon, and hopefully today. The first of its kind, a 3 playstyle plus icon player SBC, and it's not just any player. It's Gullit. We know the card that he's going to be getting. We know the full Dreamchasers team that is going to be coming out today, and we need to discuss everything about it. Plus, how EA might be giving us another upgrade pack grind on top of what we've already had to help us craft these big SBCs coming in the Dreamchasers promo. Let's talk about it all, guys. If you're excited for a different promo Friday today, drop a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's first go over the last day of Foot Birthday. They sent us off well with an evolution that is free, not paid. Of course, we've had so many paid evolutions during this 2-week Foot Birthday promo. The daily evolutions come to an end. We'll probably have one today with the new promo, but the daily everyday evos probably won't continue. We ended with the birthday finale to celebrate the final day of Foot Birthday with targeted boost to passing and dribbling. But the best part here is that it's max 89 overall, and you get a bunch of playstyles. Trickster, of course, why wouldn't they? But pinged pass, incisive, and long ball pass. For me, it's not even necessarily the stat upgrades that you get here. You get a little bit of a dribbling and a passing boost to the individual stats in those areas, but it's the +2 overall only, and it's the playstyles added to this that really make this a good evolution for chains. And that was one of the things that we had talked about a lot during this promo, is that a lot of these evolutions that came out didn't give playstyle pluses, and that's what we needed when chaining these cards. So I see this as a very, very useful evolution. I know it's not the most, maybe pretty is the word to say, or the most like insane evolution ever, because it's not giving you huge boosts on cards and it looking insane, right, or something like that. But it gives you a card with a boost that with some playstyles are very, very useful in game, especially those 3 passing playstyles for sure. One of the cards right now that I'm seeing a lot of people evolve with this is Teo Hernandez. If you have an 89 rated Teo Hernandez, you can give him some good passing boost and of course the dribbling boost there on his card. Pedro Neto fits into, that's the flash step, sorry, that is not the birthday finale, but there's just a lot of really good cards that fit into this. I wouldn't rush this evolution if I were you. This one is definitely best used in a chain, so figure out somebody who fits well in this for you, needs some playstyles and a little bit of a boost, and not a really big overall boost too. That's what we love about that evo there. So a nice birthday finale evo there. Now SBCs, it was a pretty quiet day, but it was kind of the final send-off as well for some of the upgrade pack SBCs that we have had in Foot Birthday. Firstly, our last player SBC of Foot Birthday is the Martins Van Leer, 5-star, 5-star. Not a bad card. PSG links, left wing, left mid. Pretty solid stats, pretty solid playstyles, pretty solid price. Only 40,000 coins to do. I would recommend you to do this SBC with the leftover 83s, 84s, and 85s that you may have in your club, because this is basically a pretty free 90 rated card. I know that 90 rated aren't 40,000 coins per card, so it's more expensive, but you know, an 83 rated squad is free. An 85 rated squad is virtually free, probably to most of our clubs. I would recommend doing this SBC for a virtually free 90 rated card. That was our only player SBC yesterday. Nothing super crazy there, but we did have a new marquee matchups in the last Foot Birthday challenge. But really, yesterday's upgrade packs marked the final refreshes of the upgrade packs during Foot Birthday. The 81 103 player picks going away. The 82 plus combos going away. The 89 plus Foot Birthday trade-in was repeatable 2 more times, but I didn't even want to do it, guys. I didn't want to go spend 17,000 coins for Foot Birthdays on the market, and with the SBCs incoming, I didn't feel personally that it was worth sending my 88, 89 rated Foot Birthday cards into this when they would probably be more useful in an SBC like Gullit or maybe that Ousmane Dembele. So I just kept all that in my club, the few that I have, and we'll hopefully be using those in a big player SBC soon. And that was kind of the big conversation of yesterday as well. And as we head into today, is it worth to save packs for this new UEFA Dreamchasers promo? And I'm here to tell you guys, I don't think that it is. It's always fun to save a few packs the day before or 2 days before for a new promo. I totally understand that. But with the massive number of Foot Birthday players that we have in packs right now, a whole lot of fodder, I would take the chance at ripping any packs and player picks that you have now for this promo with all of these cards being out, because who knows, you might hit a 91 rated card or a 92 rated Toon Manchester United women's player that would be, you know, not a 92 rated card after the content dropped today, and these FUT birthday cards are pretty packable compared to most promos, so that's my slight recommendation. But let's talk about Dreamchasers, guys, because EA actually just added the card designs here into the game. We're looking for the big SBCs today. I do think these card designs look pretty sick. That's the hero design, looks awesome with the Champions League stars around the outside, the Conference League design there, the UCL Dreamchasers, and the UEL Dreamchasers design there. I think the cards look insane. They are not live. It's basically been confirmed without the leakers coming out and saying it. These are not going to be live cards, but usually the promos that follow FUT Birthday, let's start with this. We're just ending a huge promo, right? FUT Birthday is one of the marquee promos that we see every single year. Normally the promos that we see after a marquee one like this don't end up hitting. But this one, UEFA Dreamchasers, looks like that it might hit. First, let's look at the leaked team official stats for, we believe, all the cards that will be coming out today. Of course, we have the first 3 Playstyle Plus players since Team of the Year, but as you'll see, there's not a lot of 3 Playstyle Plus players. It's even crazier that our SBC is going to have that. Now, the leaked official players here for team number 1, Mbappe with finesse and the quick step, maybe 5-star, we'll have to see. That's going to be a big, expensive card today. Harry Kane with 98 shooting, low driven plus and finesse. That card looks insane. We've seen the Lucio. He looks incredible. Top 3 center back in the game for sure. Rivaldo looks really, really good too. Puteus looks amazing. Florian Wirtz looks really, really good as well. And then you move into the middle part of the team. Desai gets a promo here with Bruiser Plus and Block Plus. He's going to be solid in game. We'll see how the packlet is for this promo. That's really what I think it comes down to today for some of these cards. Are they going to be as packable as FUT birthdays? Are they going to be super rare in the market and expensive? I don't know. We have a Payor card here with the Rapid and the Low Driven. That's going to be a really good card too. Caicedo, we have another promo for her. Marcus Llorente getting a promo card. Wanyeri, a lot of people have the Future Stars Icon Evo Wanyeri. I would say your Evo creation's probably still better than this card because of the Icon links, although the stats to this one are similar. Prinz 94. Only 2 Playstyle Pluses as a icon, but Raul as a 94 gets 3. We've seen that card leaked. That looks insane. Lautaro Martinez is getting a promo card here as well. Honestly, it feels like Lautaro Martinez and Kane get promo cards in the same promos throughout the year. Now, through the rest of the team, Mariona, Makalele, that looks like a more budget center defensive mid with decent stats. Good passing and dribbling, great defense and physical with jockey and intercept. That could be a fun one. Lisa Razu looks okay. Archie Gray looks nuts. I'm very excited for that card personally. That looks like a really good card. Schlotterbeck with 92 defense and physical and anticipate and slide tackle plus. Johnsdottir, Kokshu, Haraldson, and Berg round out the full squad. So, I don't know. When you take a look at this team, I'm like, hey, the team looks solid. There's a lot of really good top-tier players in there, some heavy hitters with the Mbappe, the Kane, Lucio, Puteus, and others. But then there's some decent middle-tier cards in there too, like the Desai, the Makalele, I would say would be decent. Of course, that Gray for me. I think Gray looks like a really sick card. Really want to know the alternate positions on that item to see where he can play. Same thing with Llorente. That Llorente card is going to be a force to be reckoned with too. I mean, look, he's 2 passing stats away from being all 90 in every single stat on his card. So I think the team looks good. We'll just see how the pack weight is before we go too much further. But the real hype for today, guys, is the SBC. It's official. Ruud Gullit 3 Playstyle Plus SBC. I think yesterday when we saw this leak, a lot of us were just surprised, including myself. EA's actually giving us a 3 Playstyle Plus SBC card. Now, there's no way this is going to be cheap, but this is a card that you could probably do as an SBC and craft over the next week, maybe even the next month that this might be out, and it would still be usable and useful in your team months down the line from now. This is a card that during Team of the Season will still be usable, and even as we head into the summer, is probably still going to be usable because it's Gullit. He's got 3 Playstyle Pluses, and look at the state of those stats. Unfreaking believable that EA is giving us this SBC. We imagine it's today, right? The big promo Friday SBCs are usually the biggest names, the biggest players. That's what you would expect from today's content. So I think we can say it without knowing for sure that it would probably be today on this game. But here's the big question a lot of people had. Will he be able to play center defensive mid? Of course, the 4-2-1-3. Super meta right now. Almost everybody is playing it. He can play CDM. With the intercept and the aerial and the pinged, you you could play this guy anywhere. If he had center back alternate position like his winter wildcards back in FC24, I think he could play there as well. So this is an SBC that a lot of people are going to want to craft towards because of how crazy this card is. Still, it seems wild that EA is going to give us that good of a card in SBCs. Now, the price is next up in terms of what price is it going to be. That's the question, right? This version of Gullit here, the Thunderstruck version, was 2 million coins before we had the crazy leak and the drop in price here. He was down at 1.4. He just kind of had a rarity spike, the panic selling ending, rebounded back up a little bit. He's probably going to stay lower than this though. The leak is, and the expectation, I think, honestly, would be that this Gullit is going to be somewhere around 3 million. There was a leaker yesterday that said 2.5 to 3.5 million coins. I think 3 or above. That's fair. Let's be honest. Like, the state of this card, if he was on the market, he would probably cost that much. You look at a card like Team of the Year Rodri, who's very good, has 97 defending, but a little bit less pace and shooting and even dribbling than what this Gullit is going to have. The same dribbling, to be exact. But, like, this card is 3.1 million. He dropped a lot. He was from 3.5 mil down to 3 million where he is right now. A lot of people are panic selling these big name center defensive mids. Some of the most elite tier midfielders on the game are down in price and probably could fall further because the fact this SBC is coming out. Now, if we're talking about a 3 mil price for this card as a realistic guess, how many squads are we going to be talking? Well, I think for some of the biggest SBCs that we have right now, actually, it's crazy to say the Gareth Bale SBC expires today. That's a wild one, but he's got 23 squads. I think we could see in excess of 23, 24, 25 squads for this Gullit SBC. But honestly, that doesn't scare me. And I don't think it should scare you either, because that's going to be an opportunity that a lot of us have been wanting to see in this game. Another SBC like Bale. Honestly, it's crazy that Bale expires today, because Bale expiring is exactly what this SBC was, or his SBC is what this was a couple of months ago, right? Bale was that card that was insane for that time in the calendar, insane stats, big name player, and it's still usable. I still have Bale in my main squad. I think the same thing for this Gullit. This is going to be a card that we can chip away at over time, even if you did, like myself, the Yaya SBC, and you're sitting there saying, Nate, I wish I wouldn't have done the Yaya. I did Yaya. I'm happy that I did him. Am I also going to work on and do the Gullit SBC? Absolutely. How could you not? How could I not, right? I want to use Gullit. I used Gullit last year. He was so fun to use. This card's going to be insane. I haven't used him this year, but I think this is something we can chip away at, which is really, really cool. Now, some people are obviously going to want to get it done pretty quick. And if you take a look at fodder prices, it's obvious people are buying because this is going to be an expensive SBC. You're going to need a lot of high-rated players. Maybe we'll see the first 91 rated squad requirement for Gullit. We'll see. Take a look at 92s from 40,000 coins yesterday. Even some of them are under 40K. They're now approaching and above 50,000 coins. We talked about on the stream yesterday when we saw the official stats for Gullit. We said, guys, if you want to buy, I think you're going to have to buy. It was like 34,000 coins for Rodri and Haaland when that card was leaked. And now these cards are up to 37K, of course, as they had already gone up more before that. Kind of reminds me of when we had the Cristiano Ronaldo SBC during that first week of full birthday, right? Fodder was going up before the SBC came out, but it was such a crazy SBC. A lot of people had saved up packs for that, which is maybe not the same as this Gullit today, but fodder really rose more into the weekend. I think if the Gullit today is a decent price, if it's 3 million coins, you can see some fodder actually going up further today after content. If it's overpriced or if it kind of falls as a mid SBC, kind of like Yaya did last week for some people, if the playstyles and the rest of the card aren't great, that could hinder some of the hype, and then fodder wouldn't go up that much. But I think for the 90 and above rated fodder, you're going to just need so much of it. And even 87s, 88s, and 89s, you're going to need so much of it. And a lot of people are going to want to get this done straight away. I could see fodder rising into tonight a little bit, and that could impact the market negatively around the rest of the market. So it really comes down to the price, in my opinion, for Gullit. But there's a lot of hype for that card, and that's going to be one that we will be crafting towards over time for sure. Now, speaking of crafting, I mentioned this in the intro of the video. EA added some packs to the code yesterday that might look familiar, that grind pack. It's a new sort of thing that EA released. Of course, we've had the crafting objectives and SBCs. We have one of those out right now that's still out for like 3 more weeks. If you haven't got it done, make sure you do it. But we have another grind incoming. UEFA Dreamchasers grind pack contains 7 common golds and 3 rares, and then a super silver pack here as well. Might sound familiar. The last time we had a grind pack was just a few weeks ago with the grassroots grind. And I kid you not, you guys who watch the channel know these grassroots grind packs, I did however many it was of them that you could do. It was hundreds of them. It took me weeks to get through all of these packs, rinsing into player picks, rinsing into upgrade packs, into the 8310s that we had at the time as well. This was an incredible grind, worth every penny that you could put into it or had to put into it. But remember, you put bronze cards into that. People are buying bronze cards for 2, 3, 4, 500 coins to put into this every single day, to do it 50 times to get the packs out of it. It's just a really, really good menu grind. And it looks like this time, since they're adding a super silver pack to the code, that it might be a silver requirement this time around. Get your stuff ready ahead of time. If you've been doing the daily silver upgrades, keep doing them, and maybe keep doing them, of course, if you haven't, but keep doing them after this too. Start stocking your club with silvers. Whether we get this grind today or whether it comes out later in the weekend, that's going to be a massive, massive help for doing SBCs like Gullit and maybe the other SBCs incoming, like Ousmane Dembele still. We still haven't seen an official card for this player SBC for him. That's one thing that we'd be curious about today too. We've known EA have dropped 2 big player SBCs on one Friday before. Remember, of course, we had the Ronaldo and we had the Havertz. We had 2 player SBCs last Friday as well. Are they going to drop Ousmane Dembele today as well? That would be even more demand for fodder, and that would of course hurt attacker prices because this is a 5-star absolute beast, overpowered card in the game. We know less about this card for sure, which makes me a little bit apprehensive that it would be dropped today. Gullit seems way more possible, but that's something that is still out there as well. Now, when we talk about the rest of content coming today, and as we start to talk about the market as well, we don't know diddly squat about evolutions. You didn't think I'd say that in the video today, dude. Diddly squat. Add that to your vocabulary. It's a good little line. We don't know anything about evolutions today, guys. I would watch out for some leaks, potentially from FutAccountant, the guy who's always leaking the evolutions. He has said nothing as of right now, but since this is a 3 playstyle plus promo with some of the cards, that of course has us thinking, could there be a 3 playstyle plus Evo coming today? There's a center back, skillful center back Evo that does expire today too. If you want to put somebody into this, make sure you do. Maybe we'll have another center back Evo. I'm still looking for center back. Center back still on the market, seems to be one of the best places to trade defenders in general. If we're getting a midfielder SBC for Gullit or attacker for Ousmane Dembele, maybe we get a defender Evo, but there's no leaks on that right now. If they were to drop another 3 playstyle plus Evo, even if it was expensive and paid, there would absolutely be some market impact for that, because still 3 playstyle pluses is very fresh for us in this power curve. Not very many people have this card unless you have Team of the Years or the Team of the Year Blueprint Evo. So watch out for leaks on that. That's the kind of only thing that hangs in the balance. Now for objectives, there's definitely going to be a new objective today. We always get new objectives on Fridays. I don't think we'll get a daily play. I don't think we'll get anything like that, but some sort of player objective inside of here for Dreamchasers would be very possible, as well as still we do have some leaks for, let me pull up the tweet here for you guys, road to the final players. There's a couple more names that were released. Just to remind you guys, we've got the Upamecano, Ben White, Fratesi, Odobert, Hogue, and Bayer. Those are 6 leaked names still that are coming as road to the finals, not Dream Chasers. Road to the final live and upgrading cards. They will probably be from objectives and SBCs. That's how all these cards have been so far. We don't know what day they would be. They could be player picks like they were in the past for the other road to the finals that we had too. That's one other thing to watch out for today in terms of objectives. But the real hype for content is definitely on the SBCs. Now, with that, let's talk about the market a bit. We looked at the Rodri. We looked at some of those more expensive cards that have come down in value. But I know a lot of you guys are sitting there like, Nate, I don't have millions of coins. I'm not going to get Gullit done today. I'm sitting here and telling you, I'm not getting Gullit done today for sure as well. There's no way I'm going and spending my coins on that or having enough fodder already in my club to go and just rip through that SBC straight away with all the squad it's going to require. I think that there's opportunity in the market today on cheaper cards. I really think that there is, guys. And I think for a lot of people that are seeing the market right now, prices have dropped off a lot because of the leaks of 3 playstyle pluses. Remember what we talked about in yesterday's video? A lot of player prices have dropped, whether it was cards that are out of packs players from previous promos, even some of the FUT birthday cards from Team 1. We take a look at a card like Jude Bellingham, 1.05, or Sophia Wilson, 1.28. She was 1.4 to 1.5 million coins. Boy, Madi is down, especially the Jude again. He was 1.2 mil, now he's 1.05. As I take a look around a lot of the market, not everything is down, but a lot of stuff dropped during this week. If the promo doesn't necessarily deliver besides a really expensive SBC for Ruud Gullit, I think you could see some of these FUT birthdays, some of the fantasy cards, some of the grassroots grades on lower to middle tier budgets, less than 500,000 coins for sure. I think you could see some of those cards have some rebounds, and that's where I think I would focus some of your trading aspects in your trading demand today. I would say I would look at the cheaper cards. I think this David Alaba for 110,000 coins, I'm not sure if he's going to go any lower than this. He's going out of packs today, and this is the most used card, most games played out of the entire promo team of FUT Birthday Team 2. You can look at those stats on FUTBIN. It's an awesome place to kind of gauge the demand of how players in this game are using these cards. He's the most used card. He's also, like, this is his only special card of the entire year, which has a lot of hype, and I think a lot of people want to use him. I don't think this card's going any lower than 110. If you can get 110K, I think it's good. He's got a lot of supply, which means it may take a little bit longer for him to rise, but I take a look at FUT Birthday Team 2, and I see some really solid players on lower budgets. Sure, I want to be careful with midfielders. A Zaire Emery, I might not buy that today. You know, Musiala, we do have a Harry Kane incoming. Maybe there's some interest there for people to link those two together. Nico Williams, 99 pace. I did pick up one of him, full disclosure, right a little bit ago for like I think it was 400,000 coins flat. Was it him? No, I think I bought a Schneider. That's what I bought. I was bidding on a Nico Williams and a Schneider, and I won the Schneider for 400,000 coins. That's still an absolutely insane card for 400K. That's kind of the lowest that I've seen him. I think he dipped maybe under 400 for a quick second during Ravels Rewards yesterday. But I do think that some of these FUT Birthday cards have potential to rise up a bit, and we'll see. There could be some panic before the content drop today because maybe there are some more leaks that are out there. I think we have to be careful in this market because the things are still trending down. And I'm not saying that if you're buying something tonight that you're going to hold on to it for a long time. What I'm saying is if you're buying something today on a Friday at any point in the day, you're probably using it to play weekend league, and then you're just going to be very careful with that card price, especially if it's a more expensive player throughout the weekend, just because we are still in that time of the year where player prices don't trend up, they trend down, because what's around the corner, only a month away now for sure, team of the season. So just be careful with anything that you buy tonight. Again, with what content we get with the Gullit, maybe with the Ousmane Dembele, maybe with an evolution that is paid, who knows? That's really going to dictate what cards in the market go up the most. But defenders, as it looks right now with the leaks, may be once again one of the best places to trade. But once again, I would stress lower budgets. And guess what, guys? We're going to mention the Friday night bubble. We always talk about this on the Friday videos. Make sure you're keeping an eye on prices, because Friday nights when weekend league starts and for a couple of hours after that on out-of-pack special cards for sure. I would watch the fantasy cards today. I'd watch the grassroots greats. Those are some great times to be trading. Look at this, the price drop here on this Chouameni. Yesterday, went 1.6 mil down to 1.42, back up to 1.6. He's 1.41 on the market. Again, I know we have Gullit dropping today, but, you know, that still might be a card that I'm interested in trying to flip before the content drop. Feels a little bit risky. But again, I need to see some more leaks and some more information about EVOs, I think, to make me really feel like scared or something for the market today for content, because a 3 million coin Gullit SBC, how many people are really going to be able to get that done straight away? Let's do a little sales history check here before we spend the coin on this. He sold at 153, 156. He did not sell a lot. March 20th, the sales history on this card is not working super great, I'll be honest. That's either the time is delayed or the sold for it. You know what? Let's just go for it, man. YOLO, 1.41. This is a very good card. I've used him in game. Hopefully he goes back into the 1.5s today. Even with the Gullit coming, we're going to take a little bit of a risk because Madrid, French, live card, rare. Let's see if we can make some coins on that. However, just be careful on the market today. I've really made no other investments besides that and a couple of other small cards here. I do have one of the Bruno Fernandes, and I bought 5 Gavis for like under 70,000 coins. That's another kind of cheap beast card that I think a lot of people are using from this promo team. Again, it feels a little risky to buy on a promo Friday before the content drop. If there's more price drops today before we get to the content, then I do think that could be another great opportunity to buy. Yeah, Gavi's just kind of slowly going up. I think he won 70K flat at the most. But that's the perfect example of a low budget card that could end up doing good this weekend as the FUT Birthday squad of packs. So that's enough market yap from me. Hopefully, EA do something other than just the Gullit SBC that is special, right? Let's see what the point of this UEFA Dreamchasers promo is. let's see EA actually drop a decent week of content after a big couple weeks of full birthday. Ease us into something new. Maybe there's something else we don't know about this promo. Watch the official UEFA Champions League account. I know I mentioned that yesterday in the video as well. They haven't tweeted anything about this, but a lot of times they'll tease cards, and we'll see if we get any news from them or from the leaks today for sure. Remember, low budget trades, be careful with those center mids. You can sell fodder into the hype if you want, or you can hold it until after Gullit comes out and see what happens with the demand for it then. That's the video for today, guys. It's a big day. 3 playstyle plus Gullit SBC is massive. We'll be looking at more leaks in the stream. If you want to join live, that link's down below in the description, or just come back to the YouTube channel about an hour and a half, 2 hours before content. We will be here and getting ready for Dreamchasers on FC25. Again, have a great weekend. If you enjoyed the video, drop thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. Love you guys. See you in a video tomorrow and a stream today. Peace out.